listen to this. The senior Vatican scientist said that he would be delighted if we encountered intelligent aliens and would be happy to baptize them. His pronouncement opens up the possibility of space missionaries heading out to the stars to convert aliens to Christianity. We're going to talk with a couple guests in a moment about this story. First, though, Richard Hoagland from the EnterpriseMission.com. Richard, what does this all mean?
Well, you know, the drip, drip, drip is becoming a splash, splash, splash. This is obviously planned run-up to disclosure. I mean, there's no other way to account for this. This guy is the Pope's chief astronomer. He is in charge of the Pope's meteorite collection back in Rome. I didn't know the Pope had a meteorite collection.
He must have a good one.
And he's speaking tomorrow at the British Science Festival in Birmingham, but he's just down the street when the Pope coincidentally happens to be in London when he makes this series of major pronouncements officially. This is not like, Cardinal Balducci. This is official on-the-record Vatican policy. Remember when they said that the aliens or ETs would be our brothers and sisters?
This was the same guy who said that.
It's drip, drip at an increasing pace. Now, in a few days at the Stephen Greer's Transformation Conference down in Arizona, I'm going to be presenting some extraordinary new data on how all this fits into a disclosure paradigm that is racing at us at Warp 9, at his Rio Rico conference. And all I can say is that there's going to be an accelerating cascade of these events, not only from the Vatican. I mean, the Pope is in London to, refer on the Vatican's perspectives on extraterrestrials? And you're going to see things coming from our administration. There's a lot of clues that we're getting closer to some kind of official movement this fall. Remember, there's this big conference, the ESA conference going on in Rome beginning next week, where the Phobos data is supposed to finally come out that we've been talking about for months and months and months. So, no, I'm not surprised, and I'm looking forward to what your guests have to say, and all I can say is the big news here is not that the church is saying we would baptize aliens. I mean, give me a break. It's the legitimization of the conversation that aliens exist, George, and regardless of whether there are fake plans afoot, the false flag, or it's the real deal, it's irrelevant because there's enough data on the public record now, our work, Stephen's work, a lot of other work, that regardless of politically where this is tried to be bent, to be manipulated, the truth will come out as soon as the idea of aliens is legitimized, and that's why this story is of major import tonight.
Well, I'm glad you pointed it out to us, Richard. Richard hopped all over the story. And, of course, the father of modern-day ufology. In one of my very first radio interviews of the paranormal and the unusual, back in 1971, was none other than with Stanton Friedman. What is your reaction to this story that sounds kind of funny, that the Vatican would love to baptize any ETs?
Well,
Come on.
When the Pope said last year, I guess it was, that, God made us, he made them, our brethren in outer space, and my first reaction was, what does he know that we don't know? It sounds like he was getting a billion Catholics ready for the big disclosure, doesn't it? I mean, why else would he say something?